Last time on Total Party Guild.
I think I'm a natural. Guys, I don't want to, I don't want to overstate this, but I think I was ordained to do this.
You look around and none of us are there.
Oh, no one saw that shot? Are you
no
kidding
one
me?
saw the shot, yeah.
So mad.
Welcome, adventurers, to Total Party Guild, your weekly retro-wave-inspired D&D 5th Edition podcast live play. Today, our adventurers will be joined by...
Vanessa Taro playing Jewel Von Onyx, Human Bard.
Talon Rowe playing Maryn, the Drow Monk.
Jeremy Blackheart playing Graham Orai, a half-elf hexadin.
And Justin Lamb playing Stennel Bjornsson, the halfling barbarian.
I am Sean, and I will be your DM for this wonderful story and this story arc that we're playing in Teamatone Village. Last time on Total Party Guild, our heroes were welcomed into Teamatone Village by Agricool, one of the captains of the Steel Fang clans. The mission was to hunt down and kill Commander Yarick. If they did that, the village of Teamatone would be saved, and the Captain Agricool would lead the rest of her hobgoblins away from the village, peacefully. The party engaged the hobgoblins in a furious melee as the building in the background burned to the ground. Although they did not find Commander Yarick, they did find and slew the captain that was in his second in command. We find ourselves as our heroes are catching their breath from the assault against the hobgoblins. Graham was beginning to run back towards the inn where the rest of the villagers are hiding. And at that time, the commander, or Captain Agricool, begins to approach the rest of the party. While faintly, in the distance, north of the town, we begin to see a small green glow begin to light up the forest. Adventurers, what do you wish to do?
Can we see the green light from where we are?
Yeah, it's faint from where you are, but it's beginning to light up north of the village. So the sawmill was a little bit up on a hill, and you can see that there's now beginning to be this little green glow lighting through the forest.
Is that the direction that the bear ran?
Indeed it was.
Well, looks like our job here is done. Good work, everybody. Time to drink and get paid in that order.
And we haven't seen anybody go into the prison tavern yet, right?
The one that Graham is running towards, you hadn't seen any hobgoblins go into it, no.
Right. Okay. I'm going to be like, Graham, I think that was the druid. Druids can turn into animals, right? Should we chase them? What are you doing?
I'm going to yell that getting the villagers out of here first.
Okay.
Where's Agricool at? You said she was approaching.
Yeah, so she's rounding up the rest of her hobgoblins, and you can see that she's beginning to walk towards your position. She's covered in blood and looks actually pretty satisfied with the outcome of the combat here in Teamatone Village. And as you see her beginning to walk towards you, she nods your way.
Okay. I nod back and I ask her, because I heard Jewel, so about that bear that ran through the village, was that our druid?
I would imagine so. Yes, I have heard tales that they can do such a thing, although I have not seen it happen.
Okay, well, he escaped, and now there's a light on the hill. What's going on?
The commander has been taking villagers into the sawmill over the past couple of days.
Okay.
They have not returned.
That's not good. Where is Yarguk?
Yarick.
Yarick, whatever.
That is the commander. He did not come down from the sawmill today. I decided to not wait.
But he was the one we were supposed to kill, right?
Yes.
Are the villagers going to be safe here, or should we get them somewhere?
I can watch over the town for right now, if you wish to continue on your mission.
What are we going to do with them?
I have a plan for that.
Okay. Do you need us? Do you need me in there?
Well, it's more of just to tell them to grab their things and then send them toward where the rest of the villagers went, that little resistance.
Well, they left and went down the river.
Yeah, but they said they were coming back in a day, right?
Or two.
Or two.
I think we said give us 2 days because we wanted them to not come back until we were done with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
But they
if
could go set
follow
up
to that
camp at
plan,
Jacoby's
they
house.
won't arrive tomorrow, but they'll arrive the day after.
Okay.
So at least send them to where they went so
Yeah.
they can get away and make safer decisions.
How can we make sure that they're not tracked by these hobgoblins? I mean, there's a lot of...
I mean, we can't, but it's better than just leaving them in their hands,
Okay. Okay.
in my opinion.
That's fine with me. Let's do that, and then let's move towards the sawmill.
Mhm. So
It is a wise decision. And you see that Agricool turns and starts giving orders to her the rest of the clan in Hobgoblin, and they begin running into other houses. It looks like they're beginning to gather their things.
Okay.
yeah, so
We're going in the back door or the front door?
I'd go in the front, I guess.
So
Yeah.
you walk into the front of the tavern, and you can see immediately that there's several of the bigger, burlier villagers that proclaim that they are about ready to get on with this combat, standing there with their makeshift wooden shields and their their clubs. And you walk in, and you are a nightmare covered in black and blood dripping from you, with just the whites of your
oil.
eyes shining. And as you step, on your boots begin on the wooden floor, you look like a terrifying visage that the villagers are staring at. And you can see that both fear and hope reflect in their eyes. But over your shoulder, there's a giant bonfire of one of the houses burning down. So they just see like this nightmare being walk into the tavern.
I look around, and is there like an apron or something I can grab, or a coat?
Sure, yeah, there's a coat lying like right nearby the entrance.
Okay. I grab the back of the coat and wipe my face so they can kind of see it's me.
Oh, no, they didn't.
Hey guys.
I'm like a couple steps behind him, and I just like prestidigitation myself a little bit to get the charcoal off of me.
So as they see Jewel approach, and she starts prestidigitation, do you see like the charcoal begin to like whoop off of her body, and they immediately become a lot more relaxed as you guys seem relaxed as to what's going on and not like, oh, we gotta run. So the calm begins to spread through the villagers.
I'm going to yell, get your weapons, grab your things, grab some food and warm clothes. And then there's an old house it's to the northwest from here.
It'd actually be south west of here, yeah.
Okay, southwest. There's an old house to the southwest, and I give them rough directions. And if you follow that direction to the river, there are some other villagers that were waiting there. They left to escape tracking from some hobgoblin patrols, but they said they were going to be back.
I think it was either the old farmer's house or Jacoby's house.
Yeah, they'd gathered at the old farmer's house. So-
Jacoby was just in charge.
Right. So you see that they nod in recognition. Several people run over to go grab their stuff, and one of the bigger guys approaches you and looks you up and down, and with a grin on his face, and sticks his hand out and is like, "Thank you so much. We couldn't have done this without you."
It's not over yet. We're going to head to the sawmill, but your safety is in your hands. We figure it's better we at least get you out of this village than leave you here with the rest of the hobgoblins.
Yes, I appreciate that. If you could find out what happened to the mayor and his family, we'd be very grateful.
And I nod and then look at the rest of the party.
I've taken a beating, and I would be most appreciative if somebody knew how to heal me, because I got hit pretty hard.
All I have is healing word, which is basically balls.
Oh, right.
How much are you missing?
12 points.
Can I heal for 12, or does it have to be in increments of 5?
You have the ability to heal at any point up to that. It's just a pool that you have. So, I mean, you can technically heal for 1 if you'd like.
Yeah, I'll use lay on hands and heal you for 12.
Oh, cool.
All right. So what does that look like, Graham, as you reach over and put your hand on Maryn?
I just grab Maryn's shoulder, and then these waves of flickery mote white lights kind of shower down over them. And it's just like a rejuvenating pulse.
Neat.
Very nice. Thank you.
You feel this warmth begin to flow over you as you see this rejuvenating pulse flow through you, and some of the cuts and scrapes immediately heal over, and you just begin to feel fortified and re-energized. For a moment there, you were breathing a little heavy, and now you're like a shot of caffeine. Like, oh, this feels great.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my minor healing potion and just put it back in my sack. I'm like, oh, all right, yeah, okay, yeah. You don't need this. All right.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So, to the sawmill?
I guess so.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm going to wait to supervise the villagers leave. But after that, let's head out.
All right, so the villagers were pretty much ready to go. They had been waiting for this moment ever since they hired the Adventurers Guild to come out and help out. So within moments, they have their gear stowed on their shoulders and their backpacks, and the men and women of the village begin marching towards the gate. As they start walking towards the gate, you see a couple of the hobs run over and lift up the big wooden bar that's locking the gate, and they push it open for them. And as they walk by, they just stare at the villagers, hands on weapons, but not reacting or moving as if they're going to do anything to them.
So I guess we're not done.
No, we're not, Stennel.
There's still a druid, and we need to find a mayor and his family.
Well, and the commander.
Oh, yeah.
A druid and a commander, and find out where the mayor and his family are. Okay. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
So with that, you guys begin to march your way towards the sawmill.
So you're telling me that old man was the bear, or the bear was the old man?
Yeah. Haven't you ever met a druid before?
Not like an animal person, druid.
Yeah, they can shift into animals.
I mean, I read about it, but I thought if
we
he
have
was
druids at the guild.
Huh? Well, I thought if maybe it was like an old man, then he would look like an old bear. That looked like just looked like a lie.
Yeah.
That bear lied to me.
Yeah. I guess.
So the sawmill isn't that far north of the village. There is a road that begins to snake its way up towards the sawmill, and as you guys are walking, you can see this glowing green light through the forest, and it is pulsating. So it's getting stronger and then weaker, and then stronger and then weaker. Are you guys going to try and move quietly, or what's the plan?
Do we have time to move quietly?
Yeah.
They know we're coming already anyway.
Yeah, true.
So you guys just go ahead and march right up.
Yes.
Guess so.
Blow through.
In a very, like this is our town.
All right, cool. I'm going to go ahead and put you guys on the new map.
Okay, I don't see the new map yet.
Scroll way out.
Yeah, okay.
And you can go ahead and organize yourselves how you see fit as you're approaching the sawmill. So as you approach the sawmill, it does open up in front of you, and you can see that there is a very large building that's in front of you, and you can see that there is 2 hobgoblins standing on the outside. They don't seem to be paying much attention. Off to the side of the building, you can see that there's a secondary entrance. So there's like a main entrance that the hobgoblins are standing in front of, and the doors are closed. And then off to the side of the building, you can see that there is another small entrance. And as you approach, you can see that there's 1 or 2 villagers, and they're carrying items and going about their day as if nothing had happened. They're just walking items into and out of the sawmill on that gate off the right-hand side. And like their village is burning down the way, and they don't seem to be reacting to it.
I like these guys. They're really laid back.
Can they see us?
As you're approaching the village, yeah, you can see that there's 2 hobgoblins, and they're wearing bows and arrows, and the path is clear. So it is nighttime, so maybe they don't have a great vision, but they don't even seem to be reacting. Like you guys just marched your way up the road there, making that kind of noise, and they're not responding at all.
Huh.
Can we see the direction that the green light is coming from?
It's coming from inside the sawmill, and you could see like through a couple of the openings at the top and through some of the boards. So you can see the sawmill. It's a fairly large building with a couple of openings towards the top of the sawmill, and you can see this green light pulsing through the windows of the sawmill, and you can also see through like some of the boards, the light shining through, the boards that weren't put tight together inside this older like barn-like structure.
Do we just rush it?
Well, there goes my plan of setting the thing on fire.
Because there's people in there.
Yeah, we don't want to set the villagers on fire.
I'd hope not, Maryn.
So these hobgoblins are not trying to kill us?
Nope.
Yet.
Who can speak and just be like, yo, go away. You don't have to
Tell
be here
them
today.
that somebody sent us Yark.
That's
Tell 'em
assuming you
Yark
can
sent
speak
us.
Goblin.
Hmm.
Anyone?
Well,
I think they...
I'll say it in common.
Yeah.
Okay, so Stennel, you yell out in common, "Hey, go away," something like that. And they don't respond. They don't move it at all.
Are there any tools or anything nearby?
So it's there's a bunch of like crates lying nearby. There's several like carpenter's tools. There's saws and hammers and nails that are nearby. A little bit farther away, there's a small shack. It looks like it's a small blacksmith's hut where they would form some of the metal tools that they need to continue operation in the sawmill.
Mhm.
You don't see the actual like massive saw blades that are part of the sawmill. There's probably inside the structure. So that's what you're kind of looking at.
Oh, but there's stuff near us.
Yep.
I want to pick up a crate, and I'm going to look at the party and just say, watch my back.
Okay.
I'm going to use the crate as like a barrier, but walk nonchalantly towards the front door, and I want to take the dodge action.
Okay, go ahead and move yourself towards the front door as you begin marching towards it.
I'll be right behind you.
All right, so you're marching towards the front door, and you pick up the crate, and you're walking towards the hobgoblins. And as you get closer to them, you see that they're both staring off into the night, and their eyes aren't even looking at you.
Huh.
Like they're dazed or something. Can we do
see-
like a... Go ahead.
Oh, can we see the backs of their necks?
Not from where you're at right now. From inside the
That's all-
sawmill, you begin to hear this loud noise. It sounds to us like a jackhammer just going off. And you can hear like metal clanging and making this big noise. And as it does that, the lights inside begin to flare up and then dim again.
Can I walk up to one of these in the dodge action?
Sure.
And I'm going to say, hey, boss said you had something on your back. Can I take a look?
So you walk right up to him with your crate in hand, and you say that to him, and he does not react or respond to you.
Huh. Can I see his neck from here?
You can see the side of his neck, and since you know what you're looking for, you can see that there's a small gray patch beginning to spread out from the back of his neck along the side of his neck. It's definitely bigger than the patch you saw before.
How does get off, though? Can I make some type of knowledge check?
For what? I missed the question.
To get the skunk off relatively safely?
Do we care?
You can, sure. What would that be? Medicine. Roll me a medicine check.
It's a straight roll. 11.
You're pretty confident you can remove it somewhat safely. You remember what it looked like when you took it off the other guys, but the other guys were dead when you did that. So you're not exactly sure what the response will be to try to take it off someone who's still breathing.
Yeah, I'm just worried that when we go in there, all these people are going to turn on us. So I'm trying to cut it out now.
I'm going to do something dumb and cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
And I want to see if I can get anything off of them. My
So
card
by
doesn't
casting
have
that
the
spell,
whole...
you get to read surface thoughts. That's correct? They don't get to save, right?
Yeah, or if you want anything deeper, they have to make an intelligence check, I believe.
Okay.
I'm going to...
So just reading the surface thoughts, it's like listening to an empty radio. Oh, it's like static going in the background and like nothing.
I like run over my other companions just to see if like I get the same response or if I get like actual thoughts from them.
Stennel, what's your surface thoughts?
Ba ba da ba 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 da ba da ba 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 da ba.
And then I go back to the orcs. Okay.
Yep.
Stennel just has elevator music.
You hear grumpy Maryn just like, I'm so tired of this hobgoblin bullshit.
So you hear that, and then as you approach them, like the staticky noise almost drowns out the other surface thoughts.
Wait. They have other surface thoughts, or the other two, Maryn and Stennel's surface thoughts?
As you get closer to these hobgoblins, like you now that you know what you're listening for, as you approach them, like the noise is almost loud enough from this one hobgoblin to like drown out the other surface thoughts that are coming from Stennel and Graham and Maryn.
Okay. Can I try probing deeper? As an action, I can shift my attention or If I probe deeper, they must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, I gain insight into its reasoning, emotional state, or something that looms large in its mind.
What's your
So
DC?
my DC is, hold on, it's 14 wisdom.
They fail.
Okay.
So as you probe into the mind of the hobgoblin, you begin to push yourself into this static, and it's making this louder hiss. Shh. And then suddenly you hear something way off in the background. And as you hear that sound, you begin to reach for it with your powers. And you reach for the sound and you pull it closer to you. And as you do, you begin to hear what is coming across as obvious hobgoblin. Now, a real quick question on the spell. Do you understand languages?
Hold on. It's in chat. It's like 3 paragraphs.
Yeah, I know this is a complex spell.
The creature can use its own action to make an intelligence check. Questions verbally directed can shape the course of its thoughts. You can use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see. Once you detect the presence of a creature, you can read its thoughts. It doesn't. It doesn't say anything about language on the spell that I can see.
Okay, then you don't understand what it's thinking, but you do get the emotions behind what it is, and it is fear and rage and anger and an overwhelming sense of being contained and controlled. And overriding over the top of that is another, like, almost a peaceful sensation, like it's a soft, soothing conversation, a voice in the back of your head. And as this soothing sensation begins to flow over the thoughts, you can feel it begin to flow over you. The rest of your party can see, as you are concentrating and focusing, that you begin to like relax, and your body begins to relax for a little bit before you catch yourself and come back to the moment.
Holy shit. They're definitely being mind controlled, and something is in there, like, talking to them. I say out loud.
Okay.
Hey.
Explains a lot.
Yeah. Do any of us have any, like, manacles or bindings? And can we just, they're not moving.
Yes.
Can we just tie them to the side of the building here?
Jewel has 2 sets of handcuffs.
Just cuff each one to the wall or something.
Why
does Jewel have 2 sets of handcuffs?
I shrug at Graham. Don't worry about it.
Huh. Side jobs.
Are they like soft and fuzzy handcuffs?
No, they're real handcuffs.
Ooh. The harsh stuff.
Okay. I will hand 1 set to Graham and 1 set to Stennel, and let them do some handcuffing.
Yeah, I'll do it very gently.
Jewel, what's the range on that spell?
What, detect thoughts?
Yeah.
It is self, and within 30 feet of you.
Okay, so with that spell active and running, you get a smaller sense of the static coming from inside the building. There's definitely 2 separate entities that are moving around inside the building that also have this like static sensation.
Okay, I will tell that to my friends that there's at least 2 more people inside I can get this sense off of. It only lasts for a minute, so I'm just...
Okay, so as they're manacling themselves together, the spell begins to fade, and that static hiss that you heard fades away.
That was weird. Listening to their thoughts was just like nothing, just like a waterfall sound.
Weird. Well, I guess we go in, guns blazing.
So I'm guessing we don't stab these guys.
What if the villagers if they're being mind controlled, what if they are controlled to turn on us?
That is a worry.
Is there a way we can just like knock them out and then
Subdue them?
and tie them up and then find out who's responsible for this bullshit? I mean, I know it's the druid, but we haven't seen him.
Yeah, when you reduce an enemy to 0 hit points, you can choose to knock them out instead.
Okay.
With some stuff, it's harder to do with magic and range, though, right?
That's homebrew, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Okay. Should we go in guns blazing, or should we go in like we belong here and then subdue them, tie them up?
Oh, we can just waltz right in. I don't think they'll care.
The crate seemed to work pretty well. Maybe bring the crate with you?
Sure.
Your disarming creative disarm.
At worst case, it's some type of cover.
You throw it at someone's face. Like it's,
I was going to say a projectile.
Really multi-purpose.
All right. 1, 2, 3, go.
Yep. Go.
Go.
All right, go ahead and move you guys inside the building. But just right into the entrance.
You move, I'll stay.
All right, there we go.
All right. So as you guys open the door for the farmhouse, what you see is that it looks like as a regular sawmill. It's actually got a very wide open space. You can see that there's multiple crates set up in front of you, but hanging from the ceiling is these large orbs. And they're full of different colored liquids. Like one is a purple liquid and one is a green liquid, and they all are glowing gently. And then from them is small tubes that hang down from the ceiling to a central like vat, and that vat is glowing this bright green color. It's just like glowing brighter and then fading and glowing brighter and then fading, and that's where all the light is coming from. From that vat is this huge cable that falls to the floor and then is drug across the floor over towards these doors over here, which would be to the east or the right of your characters as they're coming inside the room there. And it looks like they had cut a hole through the wall and fed the tube through the wall. And as you guys are standing, as soon as you walk inside this building, you can hear another like jackhammer sound and then like clink, clink, clink of like hammers going off in that room off to the right there.
Huh.
Do we see any people?
Yes. So you do see two villagers, and they're both carrying items, and it almost looks like they're stuck in a loop. They're just grabbing an item and then walking it over to this table over here and dropping it off, and then standing there. And then after a minute, as you guys are standing or watching, she picks it up again, turns around, walks back to the table and drops it off, and then stops. And then slowly picks up the item again, turns around. There's another villager who is just walking forward and then into this room off to the side. And then he turns around, walks back out, and walks back, and then stops. It looks like they're just following a set pattern.
Is
That's
it like Skyrim NPCs where they just walk into the wall or into chairs and then stop and look at you and sit down?
Not quite that bad. No, they are avoiding like furniture, stuff on the ground. Like they seem to be conscious of the space around them, but they are definitely like they're not there, and you can see that their eyes don't focus on you as they're moving past. Far off into the corner, you catch a glimpse of a villager as he walks across the room between two aisles of crates, and then a minute or two later, he walks back with a crate in his arm.
They're like the cat we used to have. Just can't decide what room he wants to be in. Are you in or you're out?
Okay. How big is the vat? How tall is it?
This room here, it's a good 60 feet up.
No, just the vat.
Oh, just the vat? So the ceiling is about 60 feet up, and you see this like chandelier of the small globes, and then it goes down to the vat. The vat is pretty big. It's you guesstimate about 15, 20 feet in a circular formation that's just hanging there. So like a 20-foot radius, huge metal vat that hangs above the center of this room.
Does anybody else have the desire to just like shatter some of that shit hanging from the ceiling?
No. I have the desire to put soap in this big vat, see what happens. Use your chemical
Bleach.
process now.
Well, I have the alchemy jug, and my thought was to pour either
Mayonnaise?
vinegar or alcohol or honey or something into it.
Bears
Okay.
love honey.
But it sounds like it's into.
Yeah, you can see that there's like ladders leaning up against the side of the walls here. And in the far back of the warehouse, you see the sawmill. It's missing the giant saw blade.
Oh. Huh. I guess we should barge into the room and see what we're dealing with before we start messing with something that could mess all these people up.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, are you guys approaching the door?
Yeah, Stennel, battering ram?
This one down here.
Yeah, it would be the door that's east of the building, and it's where the tubes are like snaking into.
Okay, so I'll come on down and take a look at it. Is it like a real door, or is it like a makeshift door?
No, it's for sure a real door. And as you are approaching that one, where's the rest of the party setting themselves up at?
Let's see. You guys are approaching the door. I'll be here.
Yeah, I'll be out of direct line of sight of the door, but I'm definitely there to back everybody up.
I move down to the opposite side of the door and watch the back door, the oncoming. But I pay attention to what they're doing and get ready to flood in. SWAT team.
So as you begin to move up and get closer to the door, you can hear another sound, and it sounds like a big crank just like spinning in circles. And then you hear this like loud hissing noise. And from the bottom of the door, there's a good like 2-inch crack at the bottom of the door, and you can see this like white mist like roll out from under it.
I peek in the door.
You slowly open the door a little bit, and as you slowly open the door, are you doing it quietly?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll me a stealth check, and go ahead and do it at advantage because there's just a lot of noise and crap like that going on.
As he's doing that, I'm going to pull a bandana out of like my pocket and just tie it around my face like a makeshift mask. Just because I feel that will protect me from breathing anything in. And all of a sudden I get very nervous.
And that is a good idea, and I'll copy.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not paying attention, so I'm not going to do that. But I did roll a whopping 8 on my stealth. So I'm opening it slowly, but I'm also like, hello?
Knock, knock, room service.
So you open the door slowly and are like, hello? At the same time, there is this massive, thick white fog that's like flowing along the ground. And then you see in front of you what looks to be like a small fortification built into the chamber right in the center. And that's where like the steam is rolling from. The tube that is fed inside the wall is picked up and it kind of like climbs the wall, and you can see like they have ropes and pulleys and so forth holding it in place. And then the tube goes down to the back of the fortification, and right now it's just like hanging over the top of the fortification, but it looks like it used to like affix to the back of this like giant boxy thing. And you can see off to the side it has like this this weird like nozzle device on the left-hand side of it. What to you would be your right-hand side. And on the other side, you can see the giant saw blade, and it's like folded up against the side of this weird boxy fortification. The top of the fortification has like arrow slits. It's like someone built a small fort inside the sawmill.
It's just like a danger room, safety room.
Panic room.
Panic room.
So, Stennel, you're now standing in front of the open door. The mist is about 2 feet tall, and it's like beginning to flow out of the room into the other chamber. And as it does that, it begins to start settling down.
Do I see anyone in here? No immediate people?
No, you don't see any immediate people.
Do I see any immediate bears?
There's no immediate bears.
I don't know if they're in here, guys.
I'll
but
quietly
someone-
like hand Stennel another bandana. Like,
What's this
maybe
for?
cover your face.
What
I beckon
face?
to my face.
Oh, okay. That's pretty smart. Okay. Can I just take a moment and secure some face covering?
Yeah, so you go ahead and get your face covering on
Okay.
for a second or two.
We look
And-
like bandits.
And then you hear this like high-pitched noise as it echoes through the area. And then from a megaphone, welcome, heroes. Welcome to your doom. I'm so glad you made it.
Oh God, one of those.
Oh, it's our doom. I'm so excited.
I've been itching to try out my war machine.
You're what?
What?
Where?
Maryn's just laughing.
And at that, you see more steam and hiss begin to out of the back of the little fortification. And then it begins to rise up in front of you.
Oh, shit.
It's
BattleBots.
standing on these wooden and metal legs as it lifts itself into the air. The sawmill kind of like begins to detract a little bit, and you realize that it's attached to like an arm. A long like pulley begins to lift itself over the top of the back end, and the other arm with the nozzle begins to straighten out, and you see it's made out of a giant wooden shield as it begins to sling itself in front of the fortification. And as it stands up, steam's hissing out the back end, and this green glow begins to shine its lights through the arrow slits. And as that green glow begins to fill the chambers before the heroes, we see the uncertainty of battle begin to fill their hearts. Will the heroes conquer this war machine that rises up against them? Or will they fall before the bladed saws and flaming cannon? Find out next time on Total Party Guild. While we're here and we're finishing up this episode, Talon, is there anything that you'd like to talk about?
Since all of us are in quarantine right now, or, sheltering at home, a lot of people have been getting into baking or cooking. And I would just like to plug a couple of companies that I've been enjoying the services of.
Neat.
They are both local to Washington State, but they ship anywhere. The first is the Oil and Vinegar Cellar in Leavenworth, Washington, and they sell specialty olive oils and balsamic vinegars. And you can find them at oilandvinegarcellar.com. And the other one would be Market Spice if you're looking for interesting and rare spices. They're normally based in Pike Place in Seattle, but of course Pike Place is shut down, but they're still doing online orders. You can find them at marketspice.com. Just take your cooking up a notch.
Neat. I'll throw that in the show notes so we can direct everybody to them.
Justin?
Well, I mean, the company I've recently dealt with needs absolutely no introduction, but my figure from Hero Forge, I had some issues getting it shipped. It kind of got bounced back to manufacture, and they emailed me, I emailed them, and they got it straightened out right away. I got my Stennel figure in, but I really appreciate that they went the extra mile to make sure that it actually got to me. I can give them a little shout out, but they're already kind of the big name in the business, I think.
And they're not even paying us.
No, I know. That's why
we
I was
just like their customer service.
yeah, that's just, they did the right thing. So
I was going to plug us. If anybody else has anything to plug,
Nope.
I was just going to move
No,
into.
done. You go ahead.
We, Jeremy and I have been streaming Terraria the last week and plan to keep moving forward while we do that on our Twitch channel, which is twitch.tv/Total Party Guild. We love receiving memes and dice picks. So hit us up on Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram. Watch us on Twitch. Interact with us. We like it. We're lonely. We're isolated.
And I just want to add on to that to check out totalpartyguild.com, where you can meet the cast and learn about the players and characters and a little bit about the world we're playing in of Arosa.
And if you'd like to ask any questions of the GMs or maybe hear some interesting tidbits from the players of this games, go ahead and email us too at totalpartyguild@gmail.com. And that is going to wrap
And
up
rate and
our
review us.
show for today. So with that said, remember everyone, a guild of many defeats more monsters. And party on.
Party on.
Party on.
party on.